Welcome back to week 15. I'm sorry, week 16, Baltimore Ravens recap. And before we get started, I want to make sure my sound's good. So let me get thumbs up in the chat box if you hear me. Make sure I'm straight before I go on this tangent and nobody hears it. What up, B? I see you. Miss Antoinette, Sherry, Living Legend. Appreciate it. So what I'm gonna do is kind of talk about overall what I saw and go into individuals as drive. So first off, I listened to the game for the first time. Um, I listened to Rob Woodson and I think Jerry Sandusky is his name, and they were fairly pleasant to listen to and kind of to get the game from. They Rod obviously knows the game, and Jerry knows enough to give Rod leeway to speak on the X's and O's stuff, and he just stick to the play-by-play stuff. And there were a time, I think there was a time when I think Rod said PBU, and I guess Jerry maybe looked at him like he didn't know what a PBU was, and Rod told him, it's a pass breakup. But they were entertaining to listen to, even though it wasn't a lot of fireworks, but they were fairly pleasant to listen to. And so once I got to my situation, I then watched the game, and so that's where I got my notes from. So starting off, obviously we won the game 17-9. Finally got a receiving touchdown from a receiver. First time since week 3 that we've gotten a receiving touchdown. Um, Duvernay was the last one to catch one and to actually have one on the jet sweep. I think in week 8 maybe, but the last one caught by a receiver was week 3, and obviously DeMarcus caught that. Gus, the running game showed up again. The O line, Gus, J.K., they showed up again for right under 200 yards. Let me see what that total is. It's like 198, something like that. 184. 34 carries, 184. So let's just kind of go through the drives and I tell you what I saw, and you can kind of put in the comment section what you saw. And if you're listening to this later, you can put it. I'm sorry, in the chat box what you saw. If you listen to it later, you can put it in the comment section, as you probably hear the ambulance going by. But on the first drive, the first offensive drive, and as much as we run counter, and I had some stuff to talk to you guys about last week. I just couldn't get it to you about how much we ran counter the week before, but we ran a boatload. Um, Almost 50% of the runs last week was counter. But we tried an RPO off of it, which is something different. I see Roman's trying to build off of, what he's already put out there and from that. So I understand what he's trying to do. We need more. We need more. Also on that first drive, finally get the ball to Hill. He might get the first down. It was a throw out in the flats. They call it a quick 3, and he kind of got it behind Hill late. And Hill made a great effort to try to get the first down, but didn't quite get it. The first defensive drive, great, 3 and out. That's all you can ask for. Again, with Calais not playing, so you insert Isaiah Mack into the rotation, and those guys in the middle, they did some good stuff. Now, what they did won't be on the stat sheet, but all they did was 8 up blockers on the outside zone. When I tell you the Falcons run outside zone almost every run, it's either left or right. And they did a good job, especially in that second half, of starting to find ways to gash us. But those guys in the middle constantly held their ground and allowed for the linebackers to go chase it down. But on the second offensive drive, and this is the one I missed when I was trying to find the game, we had a good scramble drill, and he hit Salmon for a long game. I don't know how long the game was, but it got us in the red zone. And now the situational play calling shows up again. Get into the red zone. We throw a screen on first down, fails. The second play is a jet sweep, power read, which was one of the plays we ran multiple times last week, where you fake the jet sweep. No, sorry, not faking the jet sweep. You use probably was Isabella, and you shuffle instead of the running back, you shuffle, and give. It didn't get the first down. And on third down, Snoop scrambled, but was nobody open, and he ended up running out of bounds. But again, Tucker come in, make the field goal. Now it's 3-0. Moving on to the second defensive drive. We had a second defensive drive was great. First play was a sack by Roquan. First play was sacked by Roquan. Second play was a PBU by Cal Hamilton, which was great technique-wise because he resisted the fact of putting that arm on the backside and pulling that guy. And then the third one was a sack by Brandon Stevens and Pat Queen, where they chased the quarterback pretty much out of bounds, and they hit him right at the last minute. So great first two drives, 2 3-and-outs. Come back with our second. You see, this is a second or third offensive drive. This will be our third offensive drive. We had 2 great runs to start that drive by Gus. Then we come back with 4 verts, and it was an empty set. Mark ran a little wiggle route, but the other 4 guys ran verticals. You had 3 on the right side run verticals. You had a solo receiver on the left side run vertical. And Huntley, for some strange reason, didn't move the safety. And so the ball should have been picked, honestly. It should have been an interception. But, they dropped it, and we come back and try to get a field goal, and this one is blocked. So there's 2 weeks in a row we get a field goal blocked, which is strange. Let me check my comment section. I see y'all still rolling. But again, 2 weeks in a row, 2 block field goals. I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully they'll get that cleaned up, and we can go from there. A third defensive drive. And again, the Grocers, they had no excuse. They got a whole guys looked like without Lamar playing on the team. That's what it looked like. But, originally with Lamar playing, I was saying 17-23. But without Lamar, we got to hold them on the team. Third defensive drive, linebackers did a good job of shooting gaps on those outside zones. The key play was on a 4th down pass. And I think he threw the ball to Drake London on Brandon Stevens, and the ball, I think, hit Stevens in the back. So that was a good job, and we got a turnover on downs there. So it's just like another turnover. Stopping them on 4th and down is just as good as a fumble or interception or anything like that, because they don't get a chance to either punt it, and you lose field position, or the opportunity to kick a field goal. So getting a turnover on downs is exactly that, a great job of getting a turnover. Let's move on. 4th offensive drive. We attempted a deep ball off play action, which is something we hadn't been doing. I mean, straight play action, like the running back behind me, I turned and fake, and then I a deep shot. Now, even though it was to Oliver, but I like the fact that we still attempted it to try to keep the defense honest. We followed it up with a dime to Mark Andrews. That was probably one of Snoop's best throws, if not the best throw I've seen him make. Well, the throw to Bateman, that should have been a touchdown last year, was good too. But that throw to Mark, that fade to Mark, and Mark did a good job of running the route too. Unlike D-Jack and some of the other guys that just run straight to the sideline, Mark got a step on his guy and just kept straight and let the ball fade him outside instead of just running straight to the sideline. So he gave Huntley room for error. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, on one of the videos last week, I talked about how the D-Jack just took off and ran straight to the sideline, and Huntley would have had to make a perfect throw in order to get him the ball. But he did a good job on the throw to Andrews, and that's something he got to continue to do to get people out the box. The more if he can hit 1 or 2 of those and keep them at too high, we should be able to run the ball on anybody. Next, behind that same drive, I really hate us running the QB sweep with the backup quarterback. It'd be different if I ain't even say I don't like it with Lamar out there, but still, you down to your number 2 guy, and you're fighting for a playoff spot, fighting for the division. You ran QB sweep, and I really hate QB sweep when I saw it the first time, but I think I saw 3 or 4 more times in the game, and I really hate the fact that we running Huntley like that, and he's already number 2. Don't know when we get number 1 back. He already been down a little bit with the concussion. We don't know if Andy can handle it. He had that success in that one little drive, but we was already up. Can he bring us back? Can he lead us the whole game? So stop running Snoop, man. But again, on that, getting to the red zone, get the QB sweep, which I don't like. Short pass to 84, which is Jala Oliver. Swing pass to J.K. Dobbins, who gets hit in the back, and that was a bad pass. So again, this red zone play calling is still sketchy, despite the fact that we won the game. That drive, Tucker gets a field goal. We're up 6-0. 4th defensive drive. Falcons starting to mix up running the pass, even though on 4th down, Drake London beat Marlowe, but the fruit punch showed up again. That's the Marlowe from 2 or 3 years ago. The guy caught the ball on him, Marlowe caught up, punched it out, Pat Queen picked it up, and so that saved that drive, which takes us to our 5th offensive drive. And we start mixing in outside zone and inside zone, which is, we would run it sparingly, especially last week. We ran it both of those plays maybe 6 times. I should have kept the paper before I threw it in the trash before I left. But we didn't run outside zone and inside zone a lot. but we mixed it up this drive. And this drive right here was pretty much all runs to the end. Ran outside zone, inside zone, added the read on counter finally. Somebody asked about last week. We had been running that counter wind back, and the end just had been chasing the running back down. So this time, Snoop kept it and was able to get 6 or 7 yards. I think he slid with an ugly slide and got that. But then we got to the red zone. We had a run. Second play, we had a run for 2 yards. Third play, QB sweep again. We got 3 yards. We got the first down. Fourth play was a run. Fifth play was the pass that basically was at Isaiah Likely's feet. Then we come back with the TD pass to DeMarcus Robinson, which again is the first one since week 3 from a receiver, well needed. And that play probably could have went either way because when he hit the ground, the ball was kind of in his lap. But I'm glad they called it a touchdown because we needed that anyway. But again, moving on. Oh, the 2-point conversion ran QB power. Again, please stop running the quarterback. This is the second guy back there. Please, because you don't know when it's coming back, if he's coming back. Stop running Huntley. Unless it's like on scramble and he decided to take off. Stop with the call design run for your backup QB. All right. Drive 5. They was hitting us with the screens. They started hitting us with the screens, and I don't know if it's because we go so hard initially on the first pass rush or we just don't retrace like we need to, but they hit us with some screens. London had a great catch in front of Marlowe. Then we come back with a good pass breakup by Marlowe in the end zone versus London. Atlanta tried to score on the same route that PQ gave up last week with the guy going like he's running out, sticks his foot in the ground and come back towards the middle of the field. Now, again, they called it steal, but this time instead of scoring, Patrick was able to stop him on the 1-yard line. We forced a field goal on that one. It was the end of the half, so that was whatever it was at halftime. Was it? It was 14-6 or 14-3, whatever it was at halftime, but that was halftime. Going on the second half, which is second half didn't much go on in the second half. We started off on defense. Make sure I'm in the right spot. Yep, I'm in the right spot. Started off on defense. Chuck got a good pass breakup. We finally defended the screen. I think Roquan was the one. He always the one doing it. He's out there getting, retracing, running people down. It's just a beast, man. And I can't wait to get to his stats. And most of y'all probably already know what his stats are for this game. The run opened up the pass to Drake London. So what they were doing was they were starting to play action off their outside zone. When I tell you they stuck to it, no matter how far down they were in the game, when it was 14-0, when it was 14-3, when it was 17-6 or whatever it was, they kept running outside zone. And it's basically the catalyst of what they do. They try to run outside zone and run play pass off of it. And but for what they got, because they don't have much. Honestly, it was a battle of the two worst wide receiving cores, theirs and ours. And so all they can do is run and try to hit some play action stuff. And they got less weapons than us, and that says a lot. But again, great pursuit on 3rd and 8, and Atlanta got a field goal that drive. That made it 14-6. Offense, we got a nice boot pass to start to drive up to D-Jack, which is what I think we should do more of, especially when 8 come back, because you have to defend him in space. Then you have to defend the guys that are booting with him, are rolling that same way, which is what the Rams used to do a lot and still do when they're healthy. Again, hate QB sweep with the backup. I got it again, and we punted. So that didn't much go on that drive. On defense, Hamilton did a good job of setting the edge when he was the edge defender. They ran like a jet sweep, and he beat his guy and jumped out there, and he didn't get the tackle, but everybody else pursued after that because he made the guy that was running the jet sweep stop. We dropped Owe again, and I think the announcer said it was great man coverage, but we know we dropped him in his zone. He just happened to make a tackle because he ain't playing man versus nobody. He's too stiff. He couldn't guard me one-on-one. That's how stiff he is. He might outrun me and catch me, but in short area, I mess him up. What else we got? Oh, forced the punt. All right. Offense again. Huge run by Gus to start the drive. And that's what a good thing I think Roman did. Just run the ball, man. No, I mean, we not good at throwing it. We don't do nothing fancy. Just run the rock. And he did a good job of running that. Ran it 34 times to only 17 passes, which is That's 2 times the runs as it is passes, which is what we need because last week wasn't it at all. Um, got into the red zone after that long run by Gus. We had a run again, quarterback counter. Why are we running the quarterback still? Like you trying to get this dude hurt. He should not have had 11 carries, and I know probably 7 of them were design runs. It's crazy. And then we play action pass it failed. Took a field goal. We up 17-6. 8 defensive drive, which is it's kind of starting to wind up. They start getting their outside zone going. They start to hit us a little bit. They hit us with 2 good runs. Then we got a tackle for loss by Matabike. Owe got mauled on a outside zone by, I think, their one Pro Bowler. If you go back and look at it, I think it's Lindstrom maybe. He got Owe on the edge and not only blocked him and kind of rolled him up, dove on him to get the pancake. So that's Jason out there doing his thing. London with a big catch to the 4-yard line, got in between the zone and gave him a high ball. And again, with his basketball skills, he went up and got it. But again, after that, came up with a goal line stands. The big play on that goal line stand was it was 2nd down, and their running back just tripped. That was a big play on that, which allowed us to because I think that was the play that was going to score on. That allowed us to still be in it and to stop them on 3rd and 4th down, which was a lot of momentum for the defense. Shortly thereafter, another big run by Gus to open the drive, which was good because we were on at 2, and that run got us out to like the 20, which helped us out. Got another run. Then we got the 2nd and 9. We are gashing these people, and we passed the ball. 3rd and 9. Missed on the fade to DJ. Like, DJ had 2 steps on this guy, and he missed him. Not saying, he's supposed to hit every pass, but again, we have to hit downfield balls. If I'm not mistaken, we only hit 1. That was that one tomorrow. We threw some shots, but we got to hit at least 2 or 3 of them to open up the running lanes. Because obviously we're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball and play defense. It ain't going to change no matter how much we complain about it. But that is what it is. 9th defensive drive. They had a little drive going. They were trying to help because they were down 2 possessions. It's the 4th quarter now. They were hitting their passes in the flats, which was, picking up 5 or 6 yards, and they were able to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Still mixed in some outside zone there. Got a big stop on 3rd and 1 by Chuck and Roquan. They got another field goal, which made the 17-9 a 1-possession game. So now at this point, it's 2 minutes and 2 seconds left. They kick it off. That takes us to a 2-minute warning. So now we're looking at 1 first down. We need 1 first down to run it out. Run the ball, get a decent game, run on 2nd down. Gus gets the first down, nail it out. So that's the recap of the drives. We had 9 offensive drives and 9 defensive drives. Game was under 3 hours again. It was almost at halftime with like 1 hour and 15 minutes. So with both teams running the ball the way they do, the game wasn't long. Salute to everybody that went there. I know, Ms. Antoinette, you say your hands are finally thawed out now. So, salute you guys that weathered that storm. That's something I don't want no parts of. None at all. Let's go to the stars of the game real quick so I can wrap this up. On offense, Gus and the O-line. Gus had 11 carries, 99 yards. As a team, 34 carries, 181 yards. So my offensive stars of the game were Gus and the O-line. JK did his thing too. JK had 12 for 59, but Gus had 9 yards a pop. JK had 4.9 yards a pop. Huntley had 2.4. And as a team, we were 5.4, which is great. Defensive stars, Roquan, 15 tackles in the TFL. And not to be outdone, 6 had a pretty good game too. Listen to all this that 6 did. 9 tackles, a half a sack, 2 QB hits, a pass defended, and a fumble recovery. That's the stat sheet stuffing by 6 right there, boy. Stat sheet stuffing. Y'all know I like Pat Queen. I like how he's playing since Roquan's got here. Like, Roquan has lit a different fire under 6, and they play well together. I don't know how long they're going to play well together, but they play well together. Some of the stats that I like that kind of were off, we lost time possession by 5 minutes, which in this case, it really didn't matter because both teams were going to run the ball. The big thing was yards per run. Our yards per run were 5.4. There were 3.5. And that's allowed us to get chunk plays and kind of control the game while not necessarily controlling the clock. But happy we got the win, clinched the playoff berth. We are in at least as a wild card. Still have a chance to win the division. If we win next week versus the Steelers, it's gonna come down to that game versus the Bengals. Probably had a chance to pick up a game on them, but the Patriots fumbled the bag. But you can't really depend on another team to help your own case. So the way this thing is set up right here, I really couldn't see the chat box unless I go to my computer. So that's why I really hadn't mentioned it. But I know y'all in that comment, and I appreciate y'all for coming through. This is my recap of the Baltimore's win versus the Falcons, 17-9. Again, salute to Gus and the O-line. Salute to the Grocers for doing their thing. And hopefully we'll get the good bread back. I can hear myself. So I forgot my train of thought, but I appreciate you guys for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. And I'll go check this chat box for 1 second to see if I missed anything. I don't know if I did. I still got a super chat in there somewhere. Appreciate the deuce. Jordan Yates says, Merry Christmas, Coach. Read my message from above. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Did you hear Harbaugh's speech? He said we didn't allow him to spoil our season, and that's what championship teams do. I laughed my damn ass. No, I hadn't seen it yet, but I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and watch all that post game stuff. I came and straight watched the replay so I can get these notes out to you. Let's see what else. See if we got else in here. There we go. From the missus. So glad everyone took time out this Christmas Eve to hang with the Tele crew. Merry Christmas to you and yours. That's from me, her, and everybody here with me. Appreciate the other dollar, Jordan. Appreciate it. I'm just gonna hit these super chats up, and I'm gonna be out. Everybody that came through, I appreciate it. If I missed your super chat, I'll get to it and thank you throughout the week. So Merry Christmas to you guys from, again, like my wife said, from the Sip the Tele crew, and hope you and your family are blessed, and we are blessed as well. So see y'all soon, man. Peace. Enjoy the win.